For centuries, the Ark of the Covenant has captured the imagination of explorers, historians, and treasure hunters alike, a symbol of divine power, lost to time. But what if I told you it might be hidden here in Ethiopia, waiting to be uncovered? In this video, we'll dive deep into ancient legends, explore hidden locations, and piece together the clues to solve this extraordinary mystery. Together, let's begin. Imagine an ancient chest, gleaming with gold, its surface adorned with intricate carvings. On its lid stand two cherubim, their wings almost touching, guarding something of unimaginable power. This is the Ark of the Covenant, a relic so sacred that it was said to carry the very presence of God. For centuries, it led the Israelites, bringing them victory in battles and guiding them through the wilderness. It was the centerpiece of the Temple of Solomon, hidden away in the Holy of Holies, where only the high priest dared to approach. And then one day, it was gone. The year was 586 BCE. Babylonian forces stormed Jerusalem, leaving the city and its magnificent temple in ruins. But the Ark, this symbol of divine power and connection, was nowhere to be found. It vanished into history, leaving behind only whispers and questions. Where could it have gone? Was it destroyed? Hidden? Or did it find a new home far from the lands of its origin? That's where Ethiopia's story begins. For generations, the people of Ethiopia have believed they are the keepers of the Ark of the Covenant. Their legends tell of a young prince, Menelik I, the son of King Solomon and the queen of Sheba. When Menelik visited his father in Jerusalem, it's said he secretly took the Ark and brought it back to Ethiopia for safekeeping. Since then, the Ark is believed to have rested in the ancient city of Axum, within the Church of Saint Mary of Zion. The story doesn't end there. The church has a solitary guardian, an elderly monk who spends his entire life ensuring no one, save himself, lays eyes on the sacred relic. He never leaves the church grounds and passes his role to a successor only upon his death. This secrecy fuels both the mystery and the skepticism surrounding the Ark's presence in Ethiopia. But here's the thing. The longer you look, the more compelling the clues become. Ethiopian traditions, historical accounts, and even architectural features all seem to point to something extraordinary hidden in Axum. Could this ancient city truly hold the Ark? And if so, what does it mean for our understanding of history, faith, and the very essence of human belief? Today, we'll delve into this mystery together. We'll piece together the legends, follow the trails, and uncover the truths buried within the heart of Ethiopia. This isn't just a story of an artifact, it's a journey into the soul of a nation and a glimpse at one of humanity's greatest mysteries. The Ark of the Covenant is one of the most enigmatic and sacred artifacts in human history. According to the Hebrew Bible, it was built under the direct instructions of God, conveyed to Moses on Mount Sinai. Crafted by the Israelites during their exodus from Egypt, the Ark was a wooden chest overlaid with pure gold, adorned with two cherubim facing each other on the lid. It was said to house the stone tablets of the 10 Commandments, the rod of Aaron, and a pot of manna. More than just a container, the Ark was a divine tool, a symbol of God's presence on earth. The Ark was central to many significant biblical events. It led the Israelites through the desert, parting the Jordan River for their entry into the Promised Land. In Jericho, it was carried around the city walls for 7 days, resulting in their miraculous collapse. However, the Ark was not merely a source of divine power. It was also a vessel of strict reverence. Mishandling or disrespecting the Ark could lead to severe consequences, as seen in the tale of Uzzah, who was struck down for touching it. Over time, the Ark resided in the tabernacle and later in the Temple of Solomon in Jerusalem. However, during the Babylonian invasion in 587 BCE, it disappeared without a trace. Its current location remains one of history's greatest mysteries, inspiring countless theories, from being hidden beneath the Temple Mount to being taken to Ethiopia or lost forever. Despite its disappearance, the Ark of the Covenant continues to capture imaginations as a symbol of divine authority and mystery. What is the Ark of the Covenant? The Ark of the Covenant is a sacred chest described in the Bible as holding the stone tablets of the Ten Commandments. It was not just an artifact, it was the physical representation of God's covenant with the Israelites and his divine presence among them. Built according to exact instructions from God, the ark was made of acacia wood and covered in gold, with two angelic cherubim sculpted on its lid, known as the mercy seat. The ark was carried on poles to ensure that no one touched it directly, as it was considered incredibly holy. Its significance went beyond its appearance. It was a source of divine power and protection. During battles, the ark was carried into the battlefield to ensure victory, and it played key roles in miraculous events, such as the parting of the Jordan River. The ark's spiritual and historical importance made it a symbol of faith, reverence, and divine connection. Despite its disappearance, it remains a cornerstone of biblical lore and religious fascination. The Ark in the Bible, Moses, and the Sacred Commandments. The Ark of the Covenant holds a central place in the Bible, specifically in the Old Testament. It was built under the divine guidance of God and entrusted to Moses during the Israelites' journey from slavery in Egypt to the Promised Land. The ark housed the stone tablets of the Ten Commandments, which were given to Moses on Mount Sinai, symbolizing God's covenant with his chosen people. As the Israelites wandered through the desert, the ark was carried before them, guiding their path and signifying God's presence among them. It was kept in the Holy of Holies, the most sacred part of the tabernacle, and later in the Temple of Solomon. Only the high priest was permitted to approach it, and even then, only on the Day of Atonement. The ark also played a role in several miraculous events, such as the crossing of the Jordan River and the fall of Jericho's walls. Its biblical significance lies not only in its role as a vessel for the commandments, but also as a tangible connection between God and his people. Underground Tales. The disappearance of the Ark. One of the most captivating mysteries of the Ark of the Covenant is its disappearance. According to historical accounts, the Ark was last known to reside in the Temple of Solomon in Jerusalem. However, during the Babylonian invasion led by King Nebuchadnezzar in 587 BCE, the temple was destroyed, and the Ark vanished without a trace. Some legends suggest that the ark was hidden to protect it from being captured. One theory claims it was buried beneath the Temple Mount, where secret chambers might still conceal it. Another popular tale links the ark to Ethiopia, where it is said to have been taken by the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church even claims to guard the ark in a chapel in Axum, though no one is allowed to see it. Other stories hint that the ark was destroyed or lost forever during the chaos of the Babylonian siege. Whatever the truth, the ark's disappearance has fueled centuries of speculation, making it a subject of both religious devotion and archaeological intrigue. Axum, the sacred city of Ethiopia. Axum, located in northern Ethiopia, is a city steeped in history and spirituality. Once the center of the ancient Axumite Empire, it was a thriving hub of trade, culture, and religion from the 1st to the 7th century CE. Today, Axum is considered one of the holiest cities in Ethiopia, revered not only for its historical significance, but also for its religious heritage. According to Ethiopian tradition, Axum is deeply tied to biblical lore, most notably the Ark of the Covenant. This sacred artifact, believed to house the Ten Commandments, is said to have been brought to Axum by King Menelik I, the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. The city is home to ancient monuments, including towering obelisks and underground tombs showcasing its historical prominence. Modern-day Axum remains a vital pilgrimage site for Ethiopian Orthodox Christians. It is a city where history, myth, and faith intertwine, making it a unique and sacred destination for those seeking to explore the mysteries of the past. St. Mary of Zion Church, the Ark's sacred home. St. Mary of Zion Church in Axum, Ethiopia, holds a special place in the hearts of Ethiopian Christians. It is widely believed that this church is the final resting place of the Ark of the Covenant, the sacred artifact that once housed the Ten Commandments. According to Ethiopian tradition, the Ark was brought to Ethiopia by King Menelik I, and it has remained in Axum ever since. The church itself has a long and storied history. The original structure is believed to have been built during the reign of Emperor Ezana, the first Christian king of Ethiopia, in the 4th century CE. Over time, it has been rebuilt and expanded, with the most recent addition being a chapel constructed in the 20th century to house the Ark. The Ark is said to be guarded by a single monk, known as the Guardian of the Ark, who dedicates his life to protecting it. No one else is allowed to see the Ark, adding to its mystery and allure. For pilgrims and visitors alike, St. Mary of Zion remains a symbol of Ethiopia's deep spiritual heritage and its connection to biblical history. Ethiopia's Christian legacy and the tale of King Menelik Ethiopia boasts one of the oldest Christian traditions in the world, dating back to the 4th century CE, when Christianity became the state religion under Emperor Ezana. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church plays a central role in the country's cultural and spiritual identity, with roots that intertwine with ancient biblical narratives. One of the most fascinating tales in Ethiopian Christianity is the story of King Menelik I. According to tradition, Menelik was the son of King Solomon of Israel and the Queen of Sheba, who is said to have visited Solomon in Jerusalem. After spending time with his father, Menelik is believed to have returned to Ethiopia, bringing with him the Ark of the Covenant. This event is considered a pivotal moment in Ethiopian history, symbolizing the divine connection between Ethiopia and Israel. This story is preserved in the Kebra Negast, The Glory of Kings, a 14th century Ethiopian text that details the country's royal lineage and its ties to biblical figures. The legacy of Menelik and Ethiopia's Christian roots continue to inspire devotion and curiosity, cementing the nation's place in the spiritual history of the world. The legend of King Menelik and the journey of the Ark. The legend of King Menelik and the Ark of the Covenant is one of the most captivating stories in Ethiopian history. According to the Kebra Nagast, Menelik was the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. After learning of his royal lineage, Menelik traveled to Jerusalem to meet his father. Upon returning to Ethiopia, it is said that Menelik secretly brought the Ark of the Covenant with him, believing that it was destined to reside in his homeland. The journey of the Ark to Ethiopia is shrouded in mystery and divine intervention. The story suggests that Menelik and his companions were guided and protected by angels, ensuring the Ark's safe arrival in Axum. Once in Ethiopia, the Ark was enshrined and became a symbol of God's covenant with the Ethiopian people. This tale not only solidifies Ethiopia's spiritual identity, but also elevates Axum as a sacred city. Whether fact or myth, the story of King Menelik and the Ark continues to inspire faith and fascination, connecting Ethiopia to the biblical world and its enduring mysteries. The Guardian Monk, a lifetime devoted to the Ark. At the heart of the mystery surrounding the Ark of the Covenant is the role of the Guardian Monk, a solitary figure who dedicates his entire life to protecting the sacred artifact. This guardian resides at the Chapel of the Tablet, part of the St. Mary of Zion Church complex in Axum, Ethiopia. Chosen through a divine and spiritual process, the guardian monk is entrusted with an extraordinary responsibility, safeguarding the Ark of the Covenant from the outside world. The life of the guardian is one of profound isolation and devotion. He lives within the chapel grounds and never leaves the sight of the Ark, committing himself entirely to prayer, meditation, and vigilance. Visitors are not allowed to see the Ark, and even other clergy and officials must respect the guardian's unique role. This unparalleled dedication has given rise to an aura of mysticism around the guardian monk, further enhancing the allure of the Ark itself. However, this role comes with immense sacrifice. The guardian monk has no contact with the outside world and carries the heavy burden of protecting what is believed to be one of the most sacred objects in human history. His death triggers the selection of a successor, ensuring the continuity of this ancient tradition. While some view the guardian with reverence, others see his role as symbolic, questioning whether the Ark truly lies within the chapel. Yet the guardian monk's unwavering commitment stands as a testament to the enduring power of faith and mystery surrounding the Ark. No one can see the Ark, fueling doubts and mysteries. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Ark of the Covenant in Ethiopia is the strict prohibition against anyone seeing it. According to tradition, the Ark is kept within the chapel of the tablet in Axum, guarded by the solitary monk known as the Guardian. Even the highest-ranking officials of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church or visiting dignitaries are not permitted to view it. This secrecy has both deepened the reverence surrounding the Ark and fueled widespread skepticism about its authenticity. Critics argue that the inability to verify the Ark's existence leaves room for doubt. Without physical evidence, the claim that the Ark resides in Axum relies entirely on faith and oral tradition. Skeptics suggest that the Ark may never have been brought to Ethiopia or that it was lost or destroyed long ago. The absence of tangible proof has led many historians and archaeologists to question the story, calling it a blend of myth and religious symbolism rather than historical fact. Supporters of the Ethiopian tradition, however, counter that the Ark's sanctity justifies such secrecy. Allowing it to be seen or studied could desecrate its holiness or put it at risk. For believers, the mystery is part of the Ark's divine nature, and the lack of evidence only strengthens their faith. This tension between faith and doubt continues to make the Ark one of history's most debated artifacts, its mystery as impenetrable as the walls of the chapel that supposedly houses it. Historians and archaeologists weigh in. What does the evidence say? The story of the Ark of the Covenant has captivated historians and archaeologists for centuries. While the Ethiopian Orthodox Church steadfastly claims that the Ark resides in Axum, historical and archaeological evidence presents a more complex narrative. Scholars are divided on the plausibility of this claim, with some pointing to Ethiopia's rich history and biblical connections as evidence, while others dismiss the story as a religious myth. Supporters of the Ethiopian tradition often reference the Kebra Nagast, a 14th century Ethiopian text that chronicles how King Menelik I brought the Ark to Ethiopia. They also cite Ethiopia's long-standing Christian heritage and the central role of Axum as a spiritual hub. These connections, they argue, lend credibility to the idea that the Ark was indeed brought to Ethiopia. On the other hand, critics argue that there is no direct archaeological evidence to support the claim. Despite decades of research, no artifacts or records definitively link the Ark to Axum. Some suggest that the story of the Ark's journey to Ethiopia was created to enhance the legitimacy of Ethiopian rulers or to strengthen the country's religious identity. Ultimately, the lack of conclusive evidence leaves the mystery of the Ark unresolved. For archaeologists and historians, the story of the Ark is a fascinating blend of history, legend, and faith. The unanswered questions continue to inspire exploration, debate, and wonder. Science versus folklore, a clash of perspectives. The story of the Ark of the Covenant, as told in Ethiopia, exists at the crossroads of science and folklore, where faith and facts often collide. On one side are the religious traditions and oral histories that have preserved the belief that the Ark resides in Axum. On the other side are scientific approaches, which demand tangible evidence to substantiate such claims. This clash has fueled both fascination and controversy for decades. From a scientific perspective, the absence of physical proof is a major challenge. Archaeologists have conducted limited studies in Axum, but the chapel of the tablet remains off-limits due to its sacred status. Without access to the site, it is impossible to verify the claims of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Historians also question the plausibility of transporting the Ark from Jerusalem to Ethiopia, given the geopolitical and logistical challenges of the time. In contrast, the Ethiopian tradition relies on faith and centuries-old stories. The Kebra Nagast is seen not as a literal historical account, but as a spiritual truth that transcends physical evidence. For believers, the Ark's presence in Axum is a matter of divine will, making scientific inquiry irrelevant. This tension highlights the broader challenge of reconciling religious beliefs with scientific investigation. While science seeks answers through empirical evidence, folklore and faith often thrive in the realm of mystery and the unexplainable. Together, they keep the story of the Ark alive, inspiring both rigorous study and profound reverence. Ethiopia's faith in the Ark, a sacred symbol of identity. For Ethiopians, the Ark of the Covenant is far more than a historical relic. It is a cornerstone of their national and spiritual identity. Deeply embedded in the traditions of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, the Ark is believed to symbolize the divine bond between God and the Ethiopian people. This belief has persisted for centuries, shaping Ethiopia's religious practices, cultural heritage, and sense of purpose. The Ark is regarded as a sacred and powerful object, one that embodies God's presence on earth. Many Ethiopians view it as a divine protector of their nation, guarding against both physical and spiritual harm. This conviction gives the Ark unparalleled reverence in Ethiopian society, and its supposed presence in Axum has elevated the city to the status of a holy site. The faith in the Ark is not limited to clergy or scholars. It is a shared belief among the Ethiopian people, passed down through generations. Stories of the Ark's miraculous powers, its connection to biblical history, and its role in Ethiopia's spiritual journey are part of everyday life. For the faithful, the Ark is not just a symbol of their religious devotion, but a tangible link to God's covenant, making it an enduring source of hope, inspiration, and unity. Pilgrimages and rituals around the church, the St. Mary of Zion, church in Axum, believed to house the Ark of the Covenant, is a focal point for religious pilgrimage and ceremonies in Ethiopia. Each year, thousands of Ethiopian Orthodox Christians journey to Axum to honor the Ark, particularly during major religious festivals, such as Timket, the Ethiopian Epiphany. Pilgrims often arrive in Axum after long and arduous journeys, driven by their deep devotion to the Ark. Many believe that simply being near the sacred artifact grants blessings, protection, and spiritual renewal. The atmosphere around the church during these visits is one of solemn reverence and vibrant celebration, with prayers, hymns, and traditional processions filling the air. The church itself is surrounded by layers of ritual and mystery. The chapel of the tablet, where the Ark is said to reside, is strictly off-limits to visitors. Yet this restriction does not deter the faithful. Instead, it strengthens their belief in the Ark's sanctity. Worshippers gather outside the chapel to pray, light candles, and partake in ceremonies led by the clergy. These pilgrimages and rituals underscore the profound connection between the Ethiopian people and the Ark. For many, the journey to Axum is not just a physical act, but a spiritual one, reaffirming their faith and their place in a sacred tradition that stretches back through the ages. So, what's the truth? Is the Ark really here or just a legend? The Ark of the Covenant, said to hold the very tablets inscribed with God's commandments, has captivated the world for millennia. Its journey through history is steeped in divine power, biblical lore, and whispers of extraordinary miracles. Today, one of the most enduring claims is that the Ark rests in Ethiopia, hidden away in the chapel of the tablet in Axum. But is this sacred relic truly there, or is it merely a legend born of faith and tradition? For the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, the answer is clear. The Ark is real, and it resides in Axum. This belief is not just a religious claim, it is a cornerstone of Ethiopia's spiritual identity. Guarded by a solitary monk who dedicates his life to protecting it, the Ark is said to radiate divine energy, a tangible presence of God's covenant with humanity. The stories of its miracles and the reverence it commands among believers only strengthen this conviction. Yet outside the chapel's sacred walls, skepticism grows. No one aside from the guardian monk has ever laid eyes on the Ark, and no scientific or archaeological evidence has been presented to verify its existence. Historians question whether the Ark could have survived the chaos of history, the destruction of the first temple in Jerusalem, the Babylonian exile, and centuries of wars and migrations. Could it truly have been carried to Ethiopia, or was it lost to time and conflict? The secrecy surrounding the Ark fuels both its mystique and doubt. For skeptics, the lack of access and evidence raises questions about whether the Ark exists at all, or if what lies in Axum is merely a symbolic relic of a great story. For believers, however, the mystery is precisely what makes it divine. To them, the Ark's holiness transcends human logic or the need for proof. It is a testament to faith, a relic that demands reverence, not scrutiny. Perhaps some secrets are meant to remain unsolved. As we unravel the mystery of the Ark of the Covenant, we are left with more questions than answers. Is it truly hidden in Axum, as the faithful believe? Or has it been lost forever, a treasure swallowed by the sands of history? Perhaps the Ark's greatest legacy is not its physical existence, but the stories, the faith, and the wonder it inspires. Some mysteries are timeless, not because they resist discovery, but because they challenge us to believe in the extraordinary. Would finding the Ark end its allure, transforming a sacred artifact into just another item in a museum? Or is its power tied to its mystery, a divine enigma that connects us to something greater than ourselves? As we contemplate the Ark's fate, perhaps the real question is not whether it exists, but whether we need to know. After all, some secrets are meant to remain unsolved, guarded not by walls or monks, but by the human desire to dream, believe, and wonder. The Ark's story, shrouded in mystery, reminds us that the journey for truth is as meaningful as the truth itself. Maybe, just maybe, the Ark's greatest gift is the enduring mystery it leaves behind. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey into the mysteries of the Ark of the Covenant. Whether you're here as a believer, a skeptic, or simply someone captivated by the allure of the unknown, we deeply appreciate your time and curiosity. The Ark's story transcends borders, blending faith, history, and myth into a tale that continues to spark awe and debate after thousands of years. Throughout this exploration, we've pondered the many layers of the Ark's legend, from its biblical origins to the claims of its presence in Axum. Is the Ark truly hidden in the chapel of the tablet, protected by a solitary monk, or is it simply a symbolic relic representing something much greater? These questions remain unanswered, and perhaps that's what keeps the Ark so deeply intriguing. But now, we want to hear from you. What do you think? Could the Ark of the Covenant really be in Axum, shrouded in centuries of devotion and secrecy? Or is it possible that its true fate has been lost to the sands of time? Do you believe the legends, or do you side with the skeptics? Share your thoughts, ideas, and theories in the comments below. Your insights might add an entirely new dimension to this enduring mystery. Our journey doesn't end here. In fact, this is just the beginning. The past is filled with countless enigmas waiting to be explored, and we're committed to uncovering them one by one. In our next video, we'll dive into the secrets of ancient civilizations, exploring forgotten knowledge, mysterious symbols, and artifacts that continue to baffle historians and archaeologists alike. What did these civilizations know that we've lost today? And what other mysteries could they be hiding? So, stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't yet, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next chapter of this adventure. Together, we'll continue unraveling the mysteries of history and uncovering the truths hidden in the shadows of time. Until then, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, some secrets are meant to inspire us, even if they remain unsolved. See you in the next video.